What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Yo Gotti is so consistent that I feel like I'm running out of intros for him. We know who he is, we know what he's capable of. We, or just particularly me, knows what to expect with every album, and it's mostly positive. I feel like I am probably I would say a big Yo Gotti fan. I'll say it. I'm a big Yo Gotti fan. Over the years, he's put out album after album, mixtape after mixtape, and all of it just pretty much sounds good. There's always a few things that I think he lacks, but for the most part, he satisfies. So, following up his 2013 album titled I Am, Yo Gotti proclaims, "Still I Am." My first song in my favorite section was a no-brainer. The minute that I heard this song, I said, yep, this is going on the list. Backgate. Now, you have to put this one on a movie soundtrack like right now. If movie soundtracks were still a thing and there was some kind of like a gangster movie, a violent one, or one about, dealing drugs, like this would definitely make the cut. I almost feel like remaking New Jack City, like the soundtrack, and fitting this into the original movie, it would be like a big part. I feel like it's either New Jack City or Scarface. I feel like it might fit a little bit more for Scarface because Scarface is definitely more violent, but nonetheless, this is a really good song. And I feel like it captures what makes Yo Gotti so good as an artist. He knows how to really create a good song. Like from the hook to the vivid lyrics. And then I didn't even talk about what makes this song really stand out. It's like the gospel choir in the background, like throughout the song. That's probably the main reason why I gravitated towards this and came up with like the movie soundtrack analogy. Because I feel like you can hear that gospel choir like in the background of a movie scene, like in the beginning of a movie, like New Jack City. Nonetheless, this song is so good, it just kind of slaps you in the face with how good it is. Easily my favorite on the entire Still I Am album. My other favorite song is called Around the World. So, for those of you who have been listening to music for well over, I would say, 17 years now? Maybe even 18, 19. If you remember a song by Big Timers, it's called 10 Ways. And they had, like, these kids sing the hook. And that's what I get, like, the same vibe I get when I listen to Around the World. This record was one of the few surprises on here because I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, this is different than what Yo Gotti usually goes for, production-wise, as well as having the kids do the hook. But it still falls in line with Yo Gotti's brand. He's talking about how he's been around the world repping his hood, the world knows his name, and now he's going back to the hood and the slums. And it really just fits. It might be the least hardest song on the album, but it's still one of my favorites. Interesting enough, this song is produced by Ben Billions and DJ Khaled, which helps to explain why it sounds different than everything else on the album. My one honorable mention is titled One on One featuring YFN Lucci and Meek Mill. I felt like this was a real good combination. I think Lucci really showed out a little more than everybody else. And I think it also helps that he is doing the hook. So that was an honorable mention for me. Still I Am is your typical Yo Gotti album. And because of that, it suffers from the same problems that Yo Gotti has kind of always faced. I feel like one of the things that plagues his discography is production that doesn't necessarily stand out much. I always feel like listening to his music, the lyrics are what really shine and the production is always underneath it. Where I guess in a sense that's a good thing and it's also a bad thing. It's good because the lyrics really do get to shine, but it's bad because I don't know how often I hear people say, oh yeah, Yo Gotti has this crazy beat and it's just killer. Like I don't hear people talk about Yo Gotti's production choices when it comes to his music. Now, there are exceptions. The two songs that I talked about, Backgate and Around the World, those ones were very unique records and part of the reason why I chose them. My last point within my critical moments segment would have to be about the guest features. I don't feel like anybody came prepared to grab the championship ring. From Nicki Minaj to French Montana to 21 Savage to even Chris Brown. Like, all of the guest features to me are just kind of there, and they don't really enhance the overall listening experience. If we're comparing I Am to Still I Am, I would say that Yo Gotti still has it. He is able to come through with a body of work that usually sounds good, minus a few things here or there. But for the most part, he knows what he needs to make as an artist, and he continues to do so. I wouldn't go as far to say that this is a better offering than I Am, but it is a strong contender. It's probably top 5 in Yo Gotti's discography if I were to rank all his albums and mixtapes, which would be a daunting task. Nonetheless, I grow to expect, good songs from every Yo Gotti album. I think with the way that he creates and the formula that he has, it's really about striking gold by having more good songs than the last project. And that is something that Yo Gotti will probably do like randomly. I feel like Still I Am is better than, Gotti Made It, which he dropped over the summer, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Yo Gotti has improved a lot as an artist. And he doesn't need to. He knows what works and what doesn't work. So those are my thoughts on Yo Gotti's Still I Am album. After you listen to this, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, follow me on Twitter @SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.